and amazing people, finally you made it to part 2 of this video. I can't thank you enough for the love and the support you have shown on the part 1 of this. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Damaris Kimani. Just in case you haven't seen the part 1 of this, just make sure you go through my YouTube channel on the previous link.
Stop it. Get some help.
Previous. Did I just say previous? But anyway, the previous link, just make sure you click on it so that you can at least get what you're talking about. Usikwe unashangaa kweni hapa history ilianzia wapi. So just make sure you visit the previous link and then you'll be able to connect to this one. So welcome to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, congratulations. We have been waiting for you, or I have been waiting for you, together with my other 3,000 plus subscribers. Yeah, thanks a lot for joining this platform. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you show some love by commenting, by sharing, or just by liking this video. And make sure you hit the notification bell because more is coming here on Damaris Kimani TV and I don't want you to miss out. So we are on part 2, story naendelea. So guys, I will start by reading a Bible verse, and honestly speaking, I must say, in the Bible, one of my best characters or one of my best stories in the Bible is Job. Honestly speaking, if you have read or if you have gone through the story of Job, trust me, it's a whole roller coaster that he went through, but the reward was great afterwards. And sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, when the devil is having a conversation with God about me, God anakuanga na imani na mimi, anakuanga like, have you considered my servant Dama? Yeah, let me just go through the verse so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So here we are going through the book of Job. That is chapter 1 verse 8. And it says, then the Lord asked Satan, have you noticed my servant Job? He is the finest man in all the earth. He is blameless, a man of complete integrity. He fears God and stays away from evil. Before tatuendelee na hii verse, for a minute, I want you to think. If God was having a conversation with the enemy today, who is the devil, what is your CV? CV yako itakuwa kama hii ya Job yenye God anasema, this, have you considered my servant Job, who is blameless, a man who is full of integrity? What's your story? Ama tuachane na wewe tusiamshe alsas. But anyway guys, when I tell you that during that time when my house collapsed, honestly speaking, one of the verses that hit me so hard, it was the story of Job. And I remember after everything ya Job ilipotea, after he lost everything, including his children, imagine this guy just knelt down, teared his clothes, and prayed to God and told God, you are the one who gives and you're the one who takes. And I won't lie to you guys, that was exactly what I told myself. I said, God, just like the story of Job, I'm not going to ask you why. Why me? Why this? Yani after tu nimehama hapa, nimekaa tu 6 months. God, mbona mimi? Mbona haikuwa ni ule? Mbona haikuwa ni hivi? Mbona tu basi haingia kwa tu hiyo kitu haingia ni hit to this level? But this is the damage that it has caused. And let me tell you guys, after the loss of my house, what followed next was my job. I had to resign. And maybe about that, I will talk about it maybe some years to come. I don't know. Depends with how the spiritual leads me. But I also lost my job during the same season. Like, nilipoteza nyumba October, nikapoteza job November. And it wasn't that easy. It was like a whole pressure. You know, things were hitting me left, right, center at once, and I couldn't comprehend. But let me tell you guys, I remember during this time, Josh alikuwa tu like, let's pray, let's fast, like, let's just dedicate the whole thing, because it's really taking a toll on you. But through all that phase, or through that situation, I cannot tell you where my strength was coming from. but I must say it was coming from God, because of that prayer that I made from the word go huko mwanzo venye nilipigiwa simu. And let me tell you guys, the strength of God, hey, anytime you're going through something, just make a simple prayer and you will see the wonders that it will work upon you. I'm sorry about the background noise. Kuna watu wanajenga, kuna ujenzi inaendelea the next plot, but I hope you can hear me clearly. So guys, let's dive right into it. So after now the apartment may collapse, had some friends who came to see me, and everything was just everywhere. Now it came to a point whereby I had to face reality. And I remember during this time, I think when your wiki ilianza, because the house collapsed on a Sunday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day nilikuwa nashindanga hapo. By this time we have the nini wanaitwaje, wanajeshi walikuwa wana cover the front side and the other side of the road. So remember this time I don't have clothes, like I literally don't have anything. Nilikuwa na vango za wenyewe hata zilikuwa zinanitoa sijui aje. I literally don't have anything on me. Everything of mine is locked in that house. So we started at least having a conversation with our wanajeshi walikuwa hapo, and we were telling them my house ni ile pale, and I'm one of the people who have been affected. Like you can see, yenye iko na manguo hapa. Kwanza ilikuwa inatokea kwa news, ilikuwa kila mahali. Na hizi nguo nilikuwa tumetoka kununua Gekomba just the other day, nikasema acha nizifue. Zikapigwa na Vumbi International. But so I was telling these people, my house is just, upper first floor, and my whole wall is down. And before even you guys came, some goons managed to get inside and stole some items. Can't you just allow me to get inside and at least see what is there to be saved? And I remember these people were so rude at me. I remember when I was trying to ask them, so who is the right authority where I'm supposed to go and at least get that go ahead? And let me tell you, hey, these guys were talking as if you're not a human being. You deserve to live in the forest. Like, so what? Unaona kitu yenye imekuwa kitrend sasa, guys, how utadu? Guy, nyumba yako imeanguka. Na unataka ku access woye. So utaingia utadu? And I remember them telling me that they are waiting for a go ahead from the engineers. The next day you go, you ask them if you can access the building. They tell you, they are waiting for a go ahead from the DCI, or Mara, they are waiting for a go ahead from, I don't know, the Department of what. I mean, let me tell you guys, I don't know if you've ever experienced something in our country and you happen to like try and seek justice or help from our systems. I'm sorry to say, nasema according to my experience, they were very slow and very rude. Despite them seeing the situation on ground, like they acted like they didn't care. By the way, we don't give a damn. Itabidi umejipanga. And I remember at some point they said, if you want to access the building, you have to go to the chief. I remember us gathering with my other tenants, together with the caretaker, and we went ahead to the chief for KAHAWA West. We spent there almost like 2 hours. They're just telling us, write down your names. Even for us, we cannot allow you guys to access the building because we are waiting for a letter from I don't know which department. And then we were like, wait, you guys, chill. Why is it that when you go to these people, they are sending us to these people? When you go to these people, they are sending us to these people. You want to tell us you really, really don't have the right information or the right people that you are supposed to go and seek help from, And I remember that thing was really tiring. Like, by the way, that's when una feel saa zingine ni kama unaweza tukana mtu, yani unakasirika because of how our systems are very slow. Now imagine it's such a small issue. Ile get inside get your documents, because hata like vitu ile important tulikuwa tunalilia sana ni documents. Una get? But now for them they were like, jipangeni, endeni huku, tunangoja barua yule. And it was a whole week of drama, like moving from one place to another, moving from one office to another with no help. And let me tell you guys, I remember this specific day. I think it was on a Friday, if I'm not so wrong. I think it was Friday night or Thursday night. So there's a friend of mine who has a movie shop in that area, and I had told him that just in case you see kutakuwa na any kind of access for your building with the police on ground, please give me a call. And so when this guy gave me a call and was like, kuna kara wako hapa na ni kama anataka kukubalisha watu waingie. Huyo mimi na motorbike mpaka hapo. Hiyo time hao makara walikuwa wawili peke yake. The other side hakukuwa na mtu ana protect. And I remember during that time kulikuwa nao goons walikuwa tu wanazurura. Like by the imagine that whole week au vijana hawakuwa wanatoka hapa around. Like walikuwa tu wanakisha hapa. So I remember when we arrived there and we were trying to talk with to that mwanajeshi, tunamwambia ki please to just allow me. I even yani nilimplead nikamwambia tu please sir, allow me basi nichukue chuma ndefu niteremshe tu zile nguo cause aki sina nguo za kuvaa. Akasema kama unaweza fanya hivyo then go ahead, but building hamwezi ingia. So I remember when I was outside there and I was trying to pull my clothes down from place nilikuwa nimeanika. And at some point, I could hear people inside my house. I could hear some movements, though they were not talking, but I could hear some movements, especially on the kitchen side, kwa sababu balcony yangu ilikuwa karibu na kitchen. And I remember during that time, I called upon Josh, because alikuwa anaongea nao makarao. Nikamwambia Josh, ebu kuja, kuna watu nasikia huku ndani. Can you talk to those karaos so that they can just come and take action? And I remember Josh venye alikuja akakuwa alikuwa hata hapo chini alikuwa boss afande kuna watu huku ndani. I remember the afande coming, akasikia kabisa kuna watu, and this is what he said. Ati pole sana, sasa hakuna kitu tunaweza fanya. Sisi hatuwezi risk maisha yetu. That was like the most funniest statement I've ever had ever since I was born. This is someone that mwenye anafaa kukusaidia, hii ni job yake. But the guy is telling me, pole sana, but sisi hatuwezi risk maisha yetu. Wacha wafanye kenye wanataka. And let me tell you, that statement hit me so hard. I remember nikikosa nguvu, nimesimama tu hapo na chupa yangu. And the most I don't know even how I can describe that feeling that day, but the most hardest and toughest thing that I had to bear during that time was to stand like this and hear people wananipanga tu huko ndani na sina option, like sina any sort of help. Like, that was the most hardest thing that I experienced during that season. And I was like, I remember saying that I'm ready to lose everything. So I was like, well and good. Take your time, guys. And so that was at night. Tukakosa kupatiwa access kwa building. So my caretaker called me the next day, very early in the morning. I think it was around 6. Akanambia, kuja au makara wa shift usiku ameenda. We see if we can access the building before makara wa shift ya asubuhi wafike. Haya, huyo tena Dama na motorbike tukiwa na Josh. And so I remember when you got there, Josh alikuwa teke hapa tunatoa vitu na balcony. Oh my goodness, as you can see in this video.
Kwani unajiogopa kuenda kuva nini?
Manabu hapo unafikia? Yale yeye ndio yanataka haiwezi kufika.
So tunatoa vitu na balcony, and let me tell you guys, do you know, all this time I thought that I could not hold it anymore once I get to access that building, because I was like, how will I even be able to like see the whole picture of like, by the way, this is my house. That the last time I was here, it was on a Saturday before it collapsed. I watched a movie. I woke up on a Sunday very excited, and this is the damage. And let me tell you guys, the experience during that time nikiingia. Mimi nakumbuka hata mlango haikuwa inafunguka.
Ingilili hapo. Ingilili hapo.
Nikwambia hata kwa choo ni kama kubeba. Hata sabuni nini.
Baraga, sije mfungulie. Sio tuko hapa. Ni kitu gani cha kukwambia nisimame?
Nguvu wenyewe pia walibeba.
Imekataa.
Haya nasukuma na ndani.
As you can see, Josh na kiateka hapa wakajaribu kung'ang'ana kufungua mlango, ikakataa kufunguika cause ilikuwa ni kama hiyo nini ilikuwa imeinamisha hivi kidogo, so we had to go through the wall penye ili collapse.
Unajua hata kama kiko.
And let me tell you guys, the experience that time ilikuwa ni kama venye unaingianga mochari kuview body ya mtu umepoteza and you still can't believe they're gone. Like you just want to stand there the whole time. Like, yo, really? Did you have to leave me? Did you really have to go? I know it sounds cliche, but yo, that was the feeling. Nilikuwa like, wait. Alafu I remember, everything was everywhere. I remember looking at my sofa. I remember walking through kwa hiyo corridor ya from kutoka kwa choo to the kitchen, alafu the blood stains everywhere. Honestly speaking, I think ni kama mwili, yani kichwa, I don't know akili ilitoka ikaenda wapi. Because I was like, wait. Ni nini hata ilikuwa hapa? Ni nini ilikuwa? Yani ushaichanganikiwa. Have you ever been in a situation whereby you're there but you're not there? And I remember during this time, Josh was like, we fanya haraka. Toa kitu ya maana, enda, angalia documents zako, angalia documents za mzae. Nilikuwa natembea hivi slow motion. Like, niko, kai, nini yangu ilikuwa hapa imeenda. Nakumbuka kitchen nikiingia wamebeba kila kitu. Unga ya ugali ndio waliacha wamenimwagia kwa sink, ni kama waliona hiyo si ya maana. Mafuta lita 5. I mean, they had time. You remember nikikwambia the previous night I had a movement. Afu watu ni wajanja. You know, when they were doing whatever they were doing, the rule was hakuna kuwakisha tochi na hakuna kupiga kelele, hakuna kuongea. So ni wewe utumie tu macho, kama umefunga mdomo ni mkono tu inafanya kazi. And so I remember getting everything everywhere. I remember even a blanket that I was gifted on my birthday. Nilipata kwa njia actually imekuwa. Yani walimwaga nguo zangu, waka kunja blanketi, wakeka kwa hii basket yenye nekanga nguo chafu. Tulipatana nao kwa njia. Let me tell you, some of the utensils that I had, like so many things that I was gifted on my birthday. Hey, my friend, walinipanga. A power bank that I was gifted, ilikuwa imetoka majuu ya anka, ikaenda na charger yangu ya iPhone. Pasi ya Philips, my friend, na venyo pasi mamangu alilipia. Hiyo ni ile pasi inakaanga miaka na mikaka. Watu walinipanga a good one. Hey, a good one. Let me tell you guys, a good one. And yeah, guys, so as you can see kwa video, this is what was happening. And I remember I told you guys on part 1 that I called my mom nikimwambia akuja one what has happened, and she was like, no, I don't think so, I'm ready. So long as your brother is there, they are going to represent me, because I don't like my mom. I understand how she felt or how she was feeling during that moment, because you know, for her she was like, yani ni mtoto wangu nilimbariki akitoka huku, nilienda mpaka kwake nikamtembelea, alafu this has happened to her. You know, so my mom couldn't like comprehend the whole thing. But I remember on that particular day, siku yenye tulikuwa tunatoa vitu, she surprisingly came and she called me and she was like, hey, I'm here, which side are you? And I remember my mom coming, and the whole time alikuwa amejishika tu hivi, anaangalia tu hivi. hata kutaka kupip from mali tulikuwa tunaingililia. And I honestly couldn't tell what was going through her mind, but I think that was the first time out of when the situation happened, I felt like crying when I saw my mom. And I remember trying so much to be strong and to stay strong, because I don't know, there's just this thing that hit me when I saw her. Alafu like venye alikuwa tu amejishika hivi. Do you know, by the way, as you can see in the video, alikuwa tu hivi. And I remember when she came, she had brought us sodas and some cakes. That woman, may God bless her for me. She has always been there for me. Like, we have gone through a lot with that woman. May God bless that woman for me. And I remember like she couldn't believe, like she was just asking me things, and I was like, yo, that is gone, this and this is what has happened. And let me tell you guys, when we are trying to save or salvage some of the things that had at least survived, I remember telling my brother, kai aki condition ya hizi viti, there is no need of us, like, you know, there's no need of us like taking them, let's just leave it behind. My brother was like, anything that has remained here, hakuna kitu tunawacha nyuma, tunabeba zote. And I was telling my brother, akiangalia hii kiti ndapeleka wapi? As you can see in the video, hii kiti ndapeleka wapi? My brother was like, wacha nikwambia Dama, kila kitu iko hapa, hata waya, hata nini tunabeba. And so my brother with a friend of mine, DJ Kolita, who is now my neighbor, these guys changamkad together with Josh. These guys changamkad, like, yo, they did such an amazing job. And honestly, if it weren't for them during that moment, I don't know where I could be. I don't know what I would have done. So I really thank God for them. DJ Kolita, my brother Muraya, and Josh Extra, may God bless you for me, for standing with me during that tough time. And so guys, I remember my caretaker offered me a store, and yeah, so tulikuwa tunatoa vitu tukizieka nje, tukizitransfer to the store that she had given me. And from there, finally the journey began of, you know, trying to put one thing in order after the other. And I remember the hope that I had lost with some of the things that we were able to retrieve. At least things were coming in order. And I will tell you this. Sometimes when things happen, God will always put the right people to help you during that season. Because let me tell you guys, mnakumbuka nimetoka tu kusema mi hizo viti nilikuwa niachane nazo. Like, honestly speaking, if it was not for my brother, mi ningekuwa like, hapana tuachane tu nazo. And I remember after that day, I think it was 2 days after that day, a guy inboxed me by the name Tony on Instagram. Hata sikusoma message. I think he went on ahead and inboxed Josh. After aliona there was no response, I took, because remember this time guys, I was so much overwhelmed with a lot of messages on WhatsApp, on Instagram, everywhere. So he texted Josh and was like, hey, I have seen a Dama, this and this has happened, and I would like to be of help. Kama kuna furnitures yoyote ile. Aki imagine, right on time guys. Let me tell you, God. I don't know. But yeah, so this guy akatext Josh akamwambia, hey, nimeona what has happened to Dama and I'm so sorry guys. Nafanya furniture, nafanya woodwork. So just in case you guys have amekuwa na any furniture yenye imekuwa damaged, I will repair them for free. For free, guys. And let me tell you, when I heard that, I was like, no way. Huyo mtu anajua venye hizo viti zinakaa. And I remember even after now talking to this guy, and I told him, maybe we can go to the store where my things are stored there so that we can just check the condition of the chairs and see what you can do. He was like, yeah, it's okay, no problem. So we came together with the guy na Josh, akaangalia, akapima, and I'm like, jeez. So akasema, hey, mpaka hii material venye imeraruka ita need kununuliwa ingine. Akamza, do you like need the same color of materials? Like, yeah. And so the guy said, it's okay, I've seen everything that is needed. I think we will have to do the whole material, redo the whole material again because of the parts that are damaged. And then I believe your sofa will be back in order. And I was like, okay. And so I remember even after that, when now we planned a different day of this guy coming to do the repair, he was like, by the me, I am nime specify sana kwa woodwork, but I'll have to get some guys who like do the tailoring ya material, because mimi si pro kwa hiyo sector. Nikakuwa okay. So in my head, I remember I was even telling Josh, unajua jamaa alikuwa amesema anafanya woodwork, and that is what he's going to offer his services pro bono in that. So since amesema material inahitajika, uko sure hata kuja sema sasa hii material, unajua mimi sikuwa nimepanga kufanya material, but we will have to, you know, you're going to give me this amount of money. Imagine I was waiting for that. Yani mpaka nilikuwa naona haniulizi, najishuku niko so your material itakost pesa ngapi? But this guy, all this time, I remember hakuuliza anything. Yani ye kazi yake tu ilikuwa kunipigia uko around, tunaweza enda kwa hiyo store so that we can start the work. And let me tell you, he came with 2 other guys, and I was still in shock. And I remember even during that time, I was offering to buy the guys lunch, and this guy alikuwa nakataa. Anasema hapana Dama, sisi tuko sawa, mimi nitasota majama. Niko no. Tony, you have done the most. Please just allow me to buy these guys lunch. Yani, it's the least I can ask for. Basi kufanya, because you guys have already done a lot for me. Kindly, if you don't mind. And it was like, okay. And imagine, as you can see in the video, these guys came. Manze, they worked from the bottom of their heart. You would think I had paid them, I don't know how much amount of money. By the way, you can go and check out Tony Woodwork. I'll make sure I post his Instagram and TikTok handle. Just go and check what he does. He really does an amazing job. This is not an advert, but this is the much I can do for this guy. Please go support him with whatever furnitures you want. He does an excellent job. Go check him out, and I believe you'll be happy. So this guy came together with the other 2 men, and they did an excellent job. And this was our time during the preparation of my sofas. Yeah. So guys, finally the sofas were done, and now it was time to find these people of fumigation, and I got some. They also came, did an excellent job, as you can see in the video, and my sofa sets were back to normal. They were back to new. Yani hata haungesema hizi viti ni viti zilikuwa zinakaa venye zilikuwa zinakaa during that time. But honestly speaking, like during that moment, I can say God was present. Despite the stress I had, despite the low moments I had, because zilikuwa zinakuja once in a while, God was present. And he honestly covered me. He sent me angels who supported me during that season. And I don't know how much I can pay you guys back, to each and every one of you who supported me. Again, whether it's through prayers, whether it's through any single coin that you planted during that time, or just by coming to see me. Like, honestly, may God bless you abundantly. That which you did to me, I pray that God will remember you in your days of troubles, will remember you in your days of stress, in distress, and that he will fill your cup just like you filled mine. May God remember that one thing you did. Like, honestly speaking, me, I don't know. That, me, even if you gave me 50 bob, even if you just came to see me, God bless you abundantly. And honestly speaking, at that point, especially when I started experiencing a lot of losses after, I thought that was the end of me. And I didn't think at some point I was going to make it through, that I was going to finally rise up again. But guys, here we are today, smiling, full of strength, full of happiness, full of peace, and full of joy. And one thing that I believe without a shadow of doubt, the God I serve will never ever disappoint me. The good work that he began in me, he's going to complete it. And let me tell you guys, the reason as to why I decided to share with you this one season that I experienced in my life during 2024, it is just not to make you like pity me, ukwelekaki uishe damaki, I'm so sorry that happened to you, you know, this and that apana. This is just to let you know that our God is never asleep. And that which he said in his word that he's going to do, trust me, he's going to fulfill it. It might take years, it might take days, it might take hours, minutes, or seconds. But when he decides to show off and show up, yo, let me tell you, you'll be the happiest human being on this planet. And the reason as to why I'm so confident about my God, it's because it's not the first time that he has done it for me. Let me tell you guys, me, I have experienced seasons in my life ever since I was born. Some of you even know my story. Let me tell you guys, the end of it, inakuanga tu, yani, inaniachanga tu na furaha. And that's why, even after whatever happened to me, it is something that I've never experienced before. I've never had someone who has experienced the same before. Nikwambie, I know how it feels like. So, I can be able to, you know, bear the pain, bear the loss and everything apana. Mimi sijai angukiwa na nyumba. You know, ni kama sahi, mtu aseme, hey, mi naumwa na kichwa mpaka nasikia kuanguka. At least kila mtu ameumwa na kichwa, unaweza kwa, by the way, me I know that feeling. Inakuanga noma sana. But on this one, imagine hakuna. But all through, it was God's strength. So this is what I want to tell you before I even finish up with this video. Whatever season that you're experiencing right now in life, whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your business, whether it's in school, whether it's just your personal issues, in whichever area, in whichever surrounding that you're in, whatever you're experiencing right now, it might look like a whole disastrous, ugly, toughest thing that you've never experienced before. But let me tell you, so long as you're alive, so long as you can move, God is not yet done with you. It's that simple. It's that simple. His glory is going to manifest in that season that you're experiencing. That ugly season, iyo kitu unaka hivi uko, God, sasa hapa ni wapi umenileta? Unaona hapo ndio atajionesha. Hapo ndio atajionesha. His glory must come from that situation that you're in. And if you don't believe me, take your time. Even if you're not the reader of the word, just go through the story of Job from the first chapter to the last one, and you will understand what I'm talking about. And I can't wait, one of these fine days, maybe hata before mwaka ishe, I can't wait to welcome you guys. Ama wacha nisiseme hiyo, watu wasiniroge. But I can't wait to come back with a testimony. Let me say, wacha niseme hivyo. I think that sounds much better. I can't wait to come back with a testimony. Because me, one thing I told God after all that happened, I told God, Mimi God, I can't wait to see what you have in store for me after all this. I can't wait. Yani God, this has happened to me. Me, I can't wait. I can't wait to see the restoration. I can't wait to experience the restoration. Iyo ni nenye adui ameiba. I can't wait unirejeshe. Yani I can't wait to sing that song. I can't wait to testify. And I'm very positive about it. So, if you think you are the first one to experience whatever you're experiencing, my dear, ebuka hivi ukumbuke story ya Dama. And I'm still here. Mi sahi sina job. I have a house that is supposed to be paid for rent. I have food to eat, I have clothes to wear, and honestly speaking, sai tuko February, I don't know how I'm going to pay my rent, but one thing I'm positive about, even as I continue to do the work of searching, I can't wait for God to finally reward me for my patience and for my faith in Him. So that which you're experiencing, my dear, it's not new. Somebody somewhere else is also experiencing the same or even worse. But I'm here to encourage you that just trust in God. Don't depend on human beings. There's a word in the book of Jeremiah that says, cursed is the man who depends on other man. He's like a plant planted uko kwa desert. But that one who trusts in God, he's like a plant planted by the riverside. Inamea na inatoa matunda. But imagine umeenda kupanda mboga kwa desert na unexpect itoe matunda. Itakauka tu na itadedi. So you can imagine. If you be putting your trust in human beings, my dear, it's time you ask God for forgiveness and now start trusting in Him and see how things are going to work out in your life. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you have learned something. I hope you have been blessed by this testimony. And I hope your attitude towards God when you're going through a certain mountain will change. Don't curse on God. Don't hate on God. Don't ask God questions. But instead, be grateful. Be thankful, just like Job did. Even there's a word in the Bible that encourages us that despite in everything that you go through, be thankful. There is power in thanksgiving. Kuna power tu ya ku give God thanks. I will give you an instance, and this is what I want you to think about even as I finish up. Imagine in this scenario, there is this person mwenye anaishi kwa streets. They don't have blankets, they don't have clothes, they don't have options like, hey, today I feel like eating chicken. No, I will eat rice and beans. And then there is this other person who lives in a good furnished home, but does not have gas or does not have plenty of clothes to decide on what to wear. They don't have plenty of food. Maybe the only option they have ni rice, tuna beans. Inakulanga tu rice, beans daily. Hana hiyo pesa ya kununua kuku. And huyo mtu mwenye ako kwa street, every time when they go back to sleep, to lie down under that tree, they say, thank you, God. You have made me start and finish up my day. Sijapata accident. Sijakuwa mgonjwa. Niko na afya. Umeniwezesha. Nikamaliza siku vizuri. And then there's this other person. God, sasa kila saa itakuanga tu mimi ni kukula tu rice na beans. Kwani huwezi ni provide na pesa ya nyama? Sasa God ni maisha gani? Between those two people, ni nani anaweza shika attention ya Mungu haraka? Tafakari hayo. Tafakari ya dama. Si ya babu, tafakari ya dama. Thanks a lot for watching. I love you. I can't wait to give you guys more content. The content that will be coming up next, we are going to talk about forgiveness. And I've collaborated that project with my amazing friend, mtamjua hiyo siku. And guys, I can't wait to talk about forgiveness. In case you have some questions or anything that you want to know about forgiveness, please type hapo kwa comments below so that we make sure we don't miss out on anything. Thanks a lot for watching. I love you so much. Bye.